I'm Frances Fox. I'm trained in all the psychic skills, and I bring those to the table in these chats that we're having every night, which is to remind us that we create our reality, that it is our focus on our intention that achieves the reality that we're looking for, and our lack of focus and our lack of time and attention paid to what we intend has cost us dearly. We all want peace. How much time do we spend working on peace? We don't. So we would like for you to start. I'm sorry, but my blouse, I don't get to see myself until I sit down. So we're going to do this, and that will take care of the issue. There we go. Um, I should have a producer. That would have taken care of that issue and a lot of others. We'd like for you to self-assess yourself from 1 to 10, having to do with how well you feel, stress level. 1 is you want to slit your wrists. That's how bad you feel. And 10 is you feel like $1 million. And then at the end, we're going to do it again so that you can see that you will have achieved a much higher level of well-being just by doing 30 minutes or 40 minutes of mantras. Yes, I should not be dressing during the chat. And I'm going to now bring out something that is kind of like physical proof of what your frequency is. Yes, I'm searching for words, and I understand that's an issue with like a preamble to dementia. Yes, and that is when you are very disassociated. Your bodies are not aligned because your head is someplace else. And that is not good. I'm a Cancer, so I have that tendency. I'm a psychic. We are multidimensional. So we really have that tendency to not be totally in the moment, and that is not good. In the Lord's Prayer, the original, where it did not go through a translation by the Greeks, it says that it doesn't say help us and deliver us from evil. Please God, deliver us from evil. It says help us to be in the present, which I right now have not really totally been in, and I apologize. So here's the dress. Well, it looks great. I may be disassociated, but it looks great. How does it look to you? It's gold and white, and it can be really shiny or a little bit more dull, depending upon your frequency. But if your frequency is really low, you may see it black and blue. And you can see it blue and white, and 20 minutes later, you can go to the black and blue, because as I always say the story, I had a rage attack one day, and all of a sudden the dress was no longer white and gold. We're going to use a type of sensory therapy that we put together because many years ago, I knew a very good Ayurvedic physician. He spent some time in my home. So he was studying something in the United States. And in one of my appointments with him for health, he told me that I should get a painting of a beach scene and put it in my house, my living room. And I went, okay, this was 30 years ago. And I assumed because he had lived in my house that he was thinking it would look good in my house. Such foolishness. The level of the gap between my knowledge and his was so tremendous. He was trying to get me to draw in the element of water into my life. And it can be done with a picture, a photograph, a sketch, a video. But I didn't realize that till 2 years ago. So it would have been 25 years, 28 years that I did not realize that. So the Fox Sensory Therapy videos are acknowledging that ability of you to have the benefit of an element that you need in order for you to be more balanced, which means that everything your apartment, your house, your body, your spirit will be healthier because you balanced out the elements and you didn't actually go to nature or go camping for a week. So that's what the videos are all about, to bring in the elements that you're missing, which in this case, in Chinese horoscopes and astrology and in feng shui, 2024 is missing the element of water, and we have too much fire. So in previous years, we've had too much fire. This year, we're missing water. There will be more fire, more actual fires, more fighting, more wars, more anger, more frustration, more insomnia, more feelings of impotence. Because when you have that much vitality, but you can't do anything, such as you need a change, you're bored at work, but you can't really leave the job because they pay you so well and you have vacation coming up and healthcare. So you hold back, and that extra vitality translates into frustration. So we're going to go ahead and start with what we need to start with, which is the depression mantra, which is like a vacuum cleaner. Why are we starting with the depression mantra if we're doing peace and prosperity? Because what we found is that we are all very depressed. So if we can push that away in 5 minutes, give us a little bit of breathing room, then we can go ahead and go into the peace and prosperity mantra, get that focus into that intention that there be peace and prosperity. And it's much easier than having to push up against a wall of negative astral particles of depression. So that's why we're going to start with that. I would appreciate a lot more, because most of the comments here are great, and they are from followers, people that are part of the mantrista movement, which means that they use mantras to recreate realities that they don't like, and they use mantras to help them to focus, to vitalize realities that they want, their intentions that they want. So, but I'd like for some of you new people to put comments there if you don't mind, or if you have questions relating to this. And I think I am going to do an Ask Francis in English, in which you could basically ask kind of almost any question, except it cannot be gossip. You cannot ask about your daughter-in-law's, whatever's going on with her, because that would be like psychic gossip, and we don't want to do that. We do want to give you information that you need, but that's not today. But we would enjoy some comments from you. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to put up the sensory therapy music, which is for the solar plexus. And it has dandelions, which are used for digestion, to help with digestion. And digestion is managed by your solar plexus chakra. So, which is called the garbage can of emotions. So if you have digestion issues, then you're going to have, because that same chakra channels your personal power, you're going to be less powerful. So address the digestion issues, please. It's very important. So go ahead and start, and I will get the mantra up. Are repeated in silence. You expel the breath of your mouth, and you can do the Apana Mudra, which is the 2 center fingers with the thumb, and then put the back of your hands on your thighs. Okay? I feel a lot more subconscious now that I let you know that I'm disassociating, and that in my world is the biggest evil of all is disassociation. And I have done it severely in the beginning of this, but it may help somebody, the fact that I was so honest about myself. Okay, here we go. If I did not know we were in ascension process, I would be extremely insecure about what it is that I'm drawing. This is what we look like when we started the chat. These are the mind strings, 72,000 of them we all have, very depressed. This is like a communal group vibration. And then we got a channel opening up. We got, this is orange face, and orange right leg, which channels the male energy of power. This is great. Now, I haven't known enough about the Schumann resonance to be able to speak with authority. But somebody with the Schumann resonance said that we're coming in. I don't remember what the words were, but it was kind of like, woof, we were going to get like a download. And this is certainly what this is looking like. Now, why it's not downloading into our left leg, which channels female wisdom in all human beings, I don't know. If I didn't know that we were in an ascension process, a change of vibrational planet, I would be doubting myself because these sketches were changing so quickly in 5 minutes. Now, we still have the major depression. So we have two things going on. We have a major depression, and these strings are, let me show you for those of you that are new. Well, that sketch is not going to work. Well, there you have them. Okay. There's 72,000 mind strings that extend 18 inches, and then they slip into other dimensions. They're not supposed to be hanging down. That's depression. So we are in a process of a change of vibration on the planet. We are downloading an orange, very spiritual energy. It's coming into our heads, left foot. Why not the other areas? I don't know. But it's good that it's happening. What's not good is that this depression is holding on so tightly that we didn't really get it to lift at all. But we still have the rest of the event. So we're going to go now into the peace and prosperity mantra. Doing the Apana Mudra is really, it draws and wakes up the bottom part of your body, which is where prosperity is. Okay? So putting, Frances says she's extremely, I think everybody's extremely depressed. We're just pushing forward. But we are getting help. Let's see if I believe that it will change. What needs to happen is that we do this often enough, which we're doing Monday through Friday, often enough that it sticks. I also want to point something out. And the way I teach, I use my life as an example in many ways because I have such a dramatic life. And this might be upsetting to some people, but get over it. Okay? I noticed a week or two ago that my teeth at the bottom look like there's black there. Well, there's no black there. And it's not all day long, and it's not in the morning. It's usually when I do this chat. What does that mean? My teeth are not black there. Okay? They're not. That's a spirit that comes up and drapes himself around here for these chats. Now, see, there's a line there. That's a spirit. Every wrinkle that you have has a spirit attached. Are they going to take you down at night, those spirits that are attached to wrinkles? No. But they're there. Every place that you have a cowlick, which is called in Spanish un remolino, you have a spirit. The reason your hair is not just going like this, but it goes like this and moves in another direction, is because there's a spirit sitting there. So your mind strings and your hair is part of that system can't grow correctly. Most of us have cowlicks in the back of our neck, but most of us have attachments of spirits in the back of our neck. Now, I have interviewed, which I do with everybody, I have interviewed hairdressers and said, how many people have cowlicks? And they'll go, oh, almost everybody. I have one here someplace. Okay. And how many times do you see a cowlick that goes away? And they don't go away. You know what? They do go away. But you have to do a lot of work because back here, my hair did not go in the directions it was supposed to. It was beyond cowlicks. And now I would say it's probably 80% better. Any place you have a defect, you have a spirit attached. And then the problems that happen because you don't have the proper circulation, there's not the proper intention in that area. But particularly for me, interesting was this, during the chats, I've gone, what is that? And I started to think maybe I'm using too much hydrogen peroxide as a mouthwash, and I drank coffee, and then the brown from the coffee, I don't smoke, but that's not it, because it only comes up during these chats. So I have a spirit that pays attention and does not want me to share with you in English in these chats. But I'm not an exception. Remember Jesus Christ, the first thing he did, didn't matter what it was, when somebody was not well and went to him, the first thing he did was cast out spirits. I need to cast this one out. But at least I have it located and identified, even though I have to tell you, the first time I saw this, I went into shock. I thought, what, this aging process, it's impossible. It's not an aging process. Okay, so we're going to change the music because the music that we want is the one, not for the solar plexus, but the one for all the mind streams. And so we're going to have the trilling, which is the frequency of the mind strings. Okay, here we go. Now, if my kids were watching this, they'd go, Mom, this is embarrassing. You don't need to talk about that. Yes, I do. That's the way I teach. That's the way you learn. When I'm really stressed, I have a line that develops here. That's a spirit attached. It's kind of good now. All of these lines are spirits. And a lot of it is like a cording, just like your mind strings, that they tie so that the energy does not move the way it should move. This is not just me. Basically, anybody who does energy work will tell you the same thing. This is not a theory that I'm throwing out there at all. So here's the music, and you need to give me a moment for me to write up the mantra. 2 feet on the floor, hands in the Apana Mudra. Check and see where you're at from 1 to 10. And let's go with the frequency of trilling, which is the sound of birds. we are getting sabotaged. This is a block so that we are no longer channeling this that comes through the crown chakra. This dynamics is in the Bible where it says that God pours a nectar on us. It enters into that center axis. So galactic spirits, regular people that don't want me to teach about spirits in English, I have no idea. That is a block. We're better, less depressed. But the orange is wild because something feels like a frequency is being thrown at us and it's distorting. So I'm going to work on releasing this, continue to do the mantra because the depression is getting better. And if I release this, we should start to channel that nectar that's talked about in the Bible that is called Amrit. Okay? I felt it was important enough to interrupt. know this is really weird. Check your nipples, see how they feel. There's a push, an energetic push by good spirits to open up our heart chakra. Can't go into the whole explanation now. So feel your nipples and feel them kind of like unwinding, like as if there was something wound around them, like I have here. And energy is coming out of them, flowing out of your nipples. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You may actually want to touch your nipples to stimulate them, to draw the energy there. Okay? Very interesting. Never happened before. I find it beyond synchronicity that when I started this chat, I could not control my top. Too much was exposed, and I should have been able to simply do this and it would have been fine, and it wasn't fine. It continued exposed, and then for the first time in 30 some years that I've been doing this, all of a sudden I see that you have a awakening of energy in your nipples, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Now, during these 20 minutes, this channel opened up completely. That's the channel that in the Bible it says that God pours his nectar onto man. It enters through here, the central channel. And then you were spiraling, and the face got totally orange, which is the color of spirituality. And the left foot, the right foot continues to be, is that the right foot? Let's skip that. Let me not get stuck. And then towards the end, this is the third eye, the all-seeing eye that has to do with wisdom. Let me see what I sketched before, which foot, because now I got insecure. That's the same foot, which is the right foot. Okay, so the right has to do with male energy of power, and it continues to be vitalized. Okay, and then the third eye that has to do with wisdom, the all-seeing eye, memory, superpowers, opens up. And I'm going to remind you that Jesus Christ, and I'm not a Christian or a Catholic, okay? But Jesus Christ was giving us a message. That garland, crown of thorns, there's a message there, which I have said forever. That's why this photograph is here, this graphic. He was saying the third eye is a problem, and it's dangerous to get near it, which it has been dangerous to open that up. The third eye is kind of like our command center. It is totally invaded. And one of the spirits came up. This is an eye, like the all-seeing eye, and it popped up. It's not bad. This is like crazy, but we are in a crazy time of frequency shifts and ascension process. And I can just say, I don't hold back, and I have no problem saying, I don't get it, but we've never been here before. So why would I get it? And I don't have time to decipher, because we have something we're supposed to be doing, which is vitalizing our intentions for a peaceful planet and prosperity. And the wording of the mantra is not quite the way I would want it to be perfect, but I wanted to put the word miraculous in twice, because the word miraculous pushes you much more quickly towards miraculous happenings, towards miraculous achieving of your intentions. So, okay. Yes, we have several people that have are having experiences with their breasts. And again, I've never had this happen quite so bad. I mean, in a chat, my blouse being whatever, and then we have this, and they're saying that their nipples are much more sensitive, feels a little bit like orgasm, which, by the way, this would be very similar to orgasm. And orgasm is spiritual ecstasy. When you have an orgasm, your chakra system, it's layers: the root, the sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, and there's divisions between them. When you have an orgasm, those divisions disappear, and there's just a spiraling up and out. You're getting that here. But when you get that all the way here, it's going to be like a spiritual ecstasy. And if you don't accept the relationship between spiritual ecstasy and orgasm, I think you need to look up Saint Teresa of Avila. Bertolini, I think, was the sculptor that did a sculpture of her. She's in a spiritual ecstasy. Go and look at her face. That's an orgasm. and then go to her autobiography, her description of what spiritual ecstasy is like. It is a description of a sexual act. And when I show it to people, they go, "Oh my God, you're right. How come we didn't see this?" Well, it's been what, 400 or 500 years, and people have not seen that. But it's the same thing. I think we're going into close to spiritual ecstasy. And I think that the Schumann resonance, the changes are kind of compatible with this. Because the other day, somebody put up the Schumann and said this would be like um, stimulating our emotions, or what else? And it was two different chakras. And it was kind of at that level. What I'm saying is that we do have some way of measuring. We just haven't been here before to know how to do it. Okay? But this is where we are at right now. I'm going to go a teeny bit more. The third eye, Down syndrome children. In other words, your eye of consciousness is supposed to be down here in your heart chakra. This is a big eye of consciousness up here. Okay. Down syndrome children have their eye of consciousness all the way up here, and they don't function well on the physical dimension. They're very sweet, all about love. But that's what that's where their eye of consciousness is. Whereas for most of us, our eye of consciousness is in the second chakra, sacral, sexual, third chakra, garbage can of emotions, ideally the heart chakra. But in the command center, the only people that I know that have had it regularly there are Down syndrome children. But look at this. Does that mean we're going to become Down syndrome? No. But it does mean that our spirituality is going to blast off, which is not going to be easy because none of our institutions are ready for that. And we aren't either. Okay? Okay. Okay. So we're going to go now to the last mantra. And I'm sorry if this can sound like a little bit crazy. I am not a systematic teacher, and I like to give you everything that I see. And if I wait till I figure it out or have it all perfect, the train will have left the station without us. And we're in the middle of massive changes. So I want to go back to the third eye and tell you that yes, there's a conspiracy for people not to have their third eye opened. And every time people show the dollar bills that has a third eye there and they ask about the conspiracy behind it, you need to know that you need to stop assuming that because you don't understand it and it's not part of modern society that it's a conspiracy. There are lots of conspiracies, and the people that know all this stuff can run circles around you guys. So you need to learn about it. But what I see happens is that people go, "Oh no." Don't go, "Oh no." Go, "What? I want to know a little bit more about that." It doesn't mean you throw yourself into it or you sign up for anything. But you definitely cannot go like this because you're going to stay stuck in the physical dimension. And all those ETs that are coming in and have been here for a while are going to run circles around you. Your government's going to run circles around you. And powerful people are going to run circles around you. So don't do that. Just go, "I don't get it." Star of David is not a Jewish symbol. It's 6,000 years old. The swastika is 6,000 years old. And it does whatever it does, depending upon which way it rotates. And it has to do with the energy system. So to say, "Oh, no, they are Nazis or whatever," as I have told you before, I put the swastika in a business that I had underneath the rugs because it stimulates movement and people are getting very tired, and that would help to keep movement going. Very pretty swastikas with little flowers and the whole 9 yards. And then I moved. And whenever they take up that rug, oh my God, what are they going to say? "Oh, look what she's trying to do with people. She hid it under the rug." Okay. Okay. You need to widen your lens to include the other dimensions. And there's so much there that you don't know about, which we're trying to share with you as much as possible as fast as possible. Okay? So, our last mantra is called a telegram mantra. And we found that we are miserable because through the centuries, human beings have been blocked by outside forces from being happy to the point where we forgot that we have the right to be happy. And I'm not talking about having a smile on your face and then walking around with the rest of your energy system drooping and you denying that. No, I'm talking about an energy of happiness that actually is running through you and it's not just a smiling face covering up misery. So, this telegram mantra is I have the right, the words you repeat in silence, I have the right to be happy. And I was supposed to say to direct it to your solar plexus. But what I put, my mistake was directed to above your third eye, which is your crown chakra, which is your connection to spirit, to God, etc. So that's where we're going to direct it because I believe that that was not a coincidence. The same thing as with my blouse. It was not a coincidence that we end up talking about breasts having to do with an energy that's coming in. Breasts are associated with the heart chakra. And that is the energy center that what I have found is the one that is the most beaten up and the most attention is paid to it by the galactic spirits that do not want us to ascend. So if the process starts at the bottom or we have a block here, we can't do it. And if the process starts at the top and we have a block in our heart chakra, we can't do it. We're cut. So what's going on with the thing with the nipples? I have no idea. But my training is I say what I see. I don't hold back, even if it's ridiculous, because it's what I saw. And I'm not lying. My interpretation can be off, but not what I actually saw. So the mantra is I have the right to be happy. You say it silently and you just direct it like a telegram to over here, which is faith. And this is third eye, psychic abilities, awareness, wisdom. We want it higher. Okay, so we're going to do 5 minutes and I'm going to go to a very nice sensory therapy video that is for the third eye, crown chakra, etc. 5 minutes. Wow, I love that video. Hi, Sada. Say hello to your mother, please. I haven't seen you guys or heard from you for years. Thank you for joining us. This is bubbly pinks and golds and oranges. I don't have pink pen. I don't have the oranges dark enough. Unbelievable what I'm seeing. But again, it was in X today about a process with this incredible energy dropping in. And I think what I'm doing is I'm documenting it. So if any of you personally know somebody who works with the Schumann resonance, maybe I could get to kind of not that I want to know them, but kind of like maybe work a little bit closer together, because it's such a wonderful thing to have that. How are you guys feeling from 1 to 10? Let me put the dress on again. I'm just so incredible. I'm overwhelmed with what it is that I'm seeing, which is good, but we're going to remember that we were looking great. Okay. And then the next sketch, we had a block. We could no longer channel because some spirit came and did this. Now, we don't know that it's just a spirit, or we don't know that it's enemies on the physical. I can tell you that my Cuban mafia enemies, and I'm Cuban, proud to be Cuban, but there is a political group that, oh my God, they don't let go. And they are the ones that I think are controlling my account in X. And I know they're furious at the fact that more people are following me. So I don't know that they did that or that it's a galactic, but I was able to take care of it easily. And then we went back into the channeling of what I think is what we see on the Schumann resonance graphs, which is kind of nice to have something physical that we can hang on to. Okay, so where are you at from 1 to 10? And the gold dress. I'm going to put it back up again. Yeah, and every time when my frequency goes up more, that little gold stripe that's outside of the dress on what would be her left hip, but the right side of the paper, I become very aware of it when my frequency is better. I mean, it's there, but I don't really see it. But when my vibration is higher, such as now, then I can see it. So what's so important about your vibration being high and your frequency? Oh, here, for those of you that haven't really, there's your chakra system. And it's underneath the yellow dot at the top of the body. There Between that circle and the green one, underneath the breasts, is where negative galactic spirits have placed an implant. They come in from the back and they use, it's like a spatula they go in there and they insert something that looks like um, a flat silver colored metallic plate, and they insert it from the back, and then you cannot run the energy, that orange energy that we're seeing, you can't run it up and down your body because you have a metallic implant that is stopping it. Now you see from the root chakra, the Muladhara, the red one at the bottom of the trunk of the body. Then you have another whole section of chakras, and those are your energy centers that are in the underworld. That's your private hell. When you have a big trauma that you fragment, that fragment goes down there, stays there, hangs out there, and you're missing a piece, which means you can be invaded because nothing stays empty. So unless you have any questions, we're finished. We did 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we're kind of okay in terms of time. I tend to talk a lot. Francis, if you saw blue in the dress and your frequency is lower, that dress is white and gold. And when your frequency is not so good, you can see it blue and black. Okay, so what happened to you today? That your frequency is lower than the other times that you've seen the dress. And that's why it's so good to have that posted in your home, so that as you walk through your house and you pass it, you'll be able to tell. It will stop you in your tracks if you're really off. And that's important because then you can start to self-correct. The mantras really make a big difference. Contact with nature makes a huge difference. Keeping away the frequencies that your cell phone emits are not good for you or for the planet. So you need to, and it's fire. It's the frequency of the fire element. You need to make sure you have a lot of water. Okay? So then we need to, even though I could keep talking forever because I'm half Cuban, we are going to stop it now. Okay? And thank you for joining us. We seem to be acquiring more following. That's a wonderful thing because we're all going to the same place, but wouldn't it be nice if we all kind of knew what it is that's going on? Okay? Bye.